Between the hedges, Georgia dogs coming out. War Eagle flying over Jordan hair skies. Hotty toddy down in Oxford, rebels rise. Cowbells ringing in Starkville all night. Rocky Top singing in that Leland light. Anchor down Vandy, black and gold pride. Gamecocks crowing in Columbia loud and wide. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Gators in the swamp, trumping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Ridge battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score.
This is a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Around the Cooler. I am your guy, Nick Frazier, man. Thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. And joining me around the water cooler, it is the man, the legend himself from Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. It is Bubba. Bubba, what's going on, man? How you feeling, my guy?
Feeling pretty good, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Y'all know what we got to do before we get this thing rocking and rolling, man. Y'all know what it is. Make sure that you all go subscribe to these YouTube channels. I got Ted's at its SEC season. I got Tight Sports and Alabama Football Megacast. DC Wolf over at Auburn _Addicts TV. Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast. Be Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk, man. I got Vandy Chris over at the Go to Broom Podcast and the Anchor That Live Podcast on Facebook. Also, man, the legend himself, he's on here tonight. Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk. Kid Country Man on his YouTube channel. And, of course, at the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and on Twitter. Make sure you go do him on both YouTube and on Twitter at the Huggy Beard himself, man. Also, do us a favor, man. Make sure you go and you follow us on our social medias, man. Follow us at CoolerSpot23 on Twitter, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok, and the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, man, as well. Also, visit our website, www.watercoolertalksports.com. Again, that is www.watercoolertalksports.com. Man, I'm telling you, man, we getting ready to expand that thing. August, I had to push it back a bit. I had to push it back a month. August is going to be ready, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, August, the new site will unveil. It's up there now. You can go read what's up there now. But the new and improved members only area will be unveiled on the first weekend of August, man. So I like it, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. And y'all know what it is, man. We have been doing this Auburn schedule series, Auburn opponent series of what we've been looking at each opponent on Auburn's 2026 schedule, and we have been dissecting them, taking a look at what each team is and what Auburn is going to potentially be going up against when they play them this upcoming season. We have started with Baylor. We went to Southern Miss, Florida, Vanderbilt. We started on the road at Tennessee. Then we went and had a bye week And then we went to Georgia. Then we talked about LSU and we talked about Ole Miss. We talked about Arkansas, and we recently talked about Mississippi State this past Monday. Tonight, we talk about the Samford Bulldogs. We don't overlook any opponent. We're going to take a look at them and see what it is. But before we do that, man, shout out to everybody that's rocking with us in the chat tonight, man. Thank you all so much for rocking with us. It is Auburn Dad for life. Rocking with us in the chat. What's up, Auburn Dad? Hope you're feeling good. Rodney Williamson, Mr. Black Magic himself, is rocking with us in the chat. What's up? What's up? Five Adam is in the chat. What's up? What's up, Five Adam, man? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. There he is, the man himself, Mike McKinney. What it is, my guy. Hope you're feeling good, Mike McKinney. Long time no see. It is Tavian Upshaw. What's up, my guy? Hope you're feeling good. Jay Prince Jr. in the chat. Mob Ties is in here rocking with us. What's up, Mob Ties? How you feeling, man? Your favorite insider, our favorite insider, everybody's favorite insider. It is at the Insider is rocking with us in the chat as well, man. I got C Hall rocking with us around the water cooler tonight, man. What's up, C Hall? Hope you're feeling good. And there he is, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, the Rooster Mac himself. It is the Huggy Beard is rocking with us in the chat as well. What's up, Huggy D-Lev? What's up, my guy? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling great, man. Thank you so much for rocking with us as well. No, Five Adam, I cannot skip the cupcakes. Because every team, we have to give the same intensity, the same importance to every team. We got to do it. We got to do it. No skipping the cupcakes. None. No. Can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Let's get this thing going, man. Samford. The Samford Bulldogs, man. I know a lot of people like Samford. Where's Samford? Well, you know where Samford is. Samford is in the state of Alabama. Samford is an FCS program. Is where they are, man. And we're going to talk about them tonight because guess what? They deserve the exact same respect from us as all the other teams do. We did Southern Miss. We're going to do Samford. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's talk about Samford as an overview. I know people look at this game and be like, Auburn should come out here and blow these guys out. Well, I'm in agreement with that, but could this team scare you a little bit? Possibly. You know, it's Auburn. Who knows? Let's take a look, man. This school is in the FCS. They're in the Southern Conference. They're located in Homewood, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham. They are an FCS program. Of course, you see the colors, red and blue. You look at what they have been over the past couple of seasons from 2011 to 2025, 4-7, 11-2, 6-5, 4-7, 1-11 this past year, where they fired their coach in November of this year. Season record for Auburn versus Samford. You're looking at a team where Auburn is defeated against them, 4-0 is where they are when they play. We talk about the head coach. As we mentioned, Samford fired their previous head coach in November of last year, and they hired a young man by the name of John Grass. He's no stranger to the state of Alabama. He has coached here in the state of Alabama. He's coached high school football here in this state. He knows this state very well. He coached at Jacksonville State. He was the offensive coordinator there at one point in time, and then he became the head coach. And while he was the head coach there, he led Jacksonville State to 6 conference titles in the Ohio Valley Conference. And 5 of them, he went there 5 straight times as well. So this is not a guy that is just some pushover type coach. You know, he's not that type of guy. He knows football. He knows what he wants to do with this team. He knows what he wants out of this team. His big win came against Florida State in 2021 when he went on the road and beat them in Tallahassee. Yeah. This is one of those type coaches. He a guy that was at a smaller program and had the ability to go to a Power 4 program and beat them in their home. So we can't overlook this. We can't overlook this, man, because on any given Saturday, something could happen in a point to where you look at a team and the team and you look at the team and that team that you're looking at, you think that just because this team is not on the level or on par with what we believe them to be, we believe that team is not going to be able to come in and compete. Well, guess what? This guy has done it. He went on the road and he beat a Florida State team on the road back in 2021 on the road. You get to the rest of the coaching staff here for Samford, man. You look at what the coaching staff looks like. A lot of guys on this team, on this coaching staff, come from this or were associated with Clemson. Reason being, John Grass was at Clemson this past season. He was an offensive analyst and assistant quarterback coach at Clemson. So a lot of the guys that he has on this staff were associated with Clemson. So this is not a staff where you sit back and look at and be like, oh, this is just an FCS staff or a staff that just hasn't had big time college experience. It starts at the top. Head coaches played in big games, have won big games against Power 4 programs, and these guys that he's bringing with them have played in big time games and for big time programs. Most recently for Dabo Swinney. You look at some of the guys that's on this list. Of course, John Grass is there. You look at Andrew Swinney, the son of Dabo Swinney. He will be coming in to be the wide receivers coach there. You look at Callie Chizik, the son of Gene Chizik, former Auburn head coach. He's coming in to be the safeties coach on that coaching staff there. You look at a lot of guys, Paul Tyson, who was a Clemson QB analyst. You look at Mickey Conn, who was Clemson's co-DC as well. This is a team that Auburn does. We just can't overlook, because there's a lot of coaching experience and a lot of coaching wisdom on this team as well when we get into it. But we take a look at it. I want people to understand exactly what it is that we're looking at. Ladies and gentlemen, join us around the water cooler. It is from at SSC Season. It is Auburn Test. Tess, what's going on with you, my guy? How you feeling?
Man, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Since you came in, we're gonna go ahead and give you first. We'll go ahead and give you the opportunity to speak first. A different type of test for Auburn in this game. This is a different type of test for Auburn. Not the test of if you can win, because I think a lot of people feel like Auburn has the ability to come in and win this game, but how you win this game, the discipline approach of how Auburn wins this game. You look at this Samford team and you say, talent-wise, Auburn should come in and Auburn should be able to dominate this team. But great teams never overlook opponents on their schedule. They never overlook an opponent. They always play up to the standard of what they are. They never play down to what their opponent is. Your thoughts on that, Tess?
Yeah, this is not it. I don't think this is the team this year to look over for real. Samford right down the road, John Grass, they're excited about him, and I think you were just speaking on just how much of the staff he brought with him from Clemson. Mm-hmm. Talent wise, of course, there's a gap, right?
Yep.
But this is a team. He's looking to cut his teeth and build a program there. They gonna get somebody this year. I hadn't taken a look at their schedule yet. I hope that team is not us, but they're gonna win some games that they're not supposed to win. Definitely can't overlook them. Again, this is a game I want to see the twos, right?
Yep.
Third quarter, I want to see Tristan Tia in this football game. So if it doesn't go that way, I don't know how I would feel going into the next week, which would be, we know what happens the game after this. Mm-hmm. But this is a team that is not going to be trying to let Auburn do that.
I spoke about this in the beginning. You're talking about John Grass, a guy that's a coach that has won big games with teams where he should not have won at. Played Florida State on the road and beat Florida State. He took Jacksonville State to 5 straight conference titles games. Actually played for an FCS title as well. But what's your thoughts on this game? Is this a different type of test for Auburn? Is this a type of test of where we're looking at Auburn and saying, how do you look in this game? Or are we at this point in the season particularly saying, man, we need Auburn to win this game? I guess the question I'm asking is, are we prone to another New Mexico State debacle at this particular point at this particular junction in the season?
Well, you got to realize going into this game that these are Division I football players.
Mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
These are very talented football players. Like their quarterback, Jabari Johnson, was a talented quarterback coming out of high school. His career hasn't panned out as well as expected at this point. He's out there fighting for the quarterback job with Ryan Oliver. But Jabari Johnson, coming off of a really tough SEC slate and was expected to be a high-octane energy game against Mississippi State, right? where it's like a track meet situation. Now you're going into a situation where you have to deal with an athletic quarterback, right? So then you go into the fact that this is a very experienced staff. Mickey Conn, not only was he a defensive coordinator for Clemson, he also was a long-time 16-year career as a very successful head coach in high school in Georgia, right? Then you obviously have my guy J-Rock Swain, who's breaking into his career as a coach. He played 5 Tech, I think, at Oxford High School when I was there for a little bit.
Okay, then.
Had a very successful career at Jacksonville State. One of the weirdest builds I've ever seen. He was like 5'10", 250. He just insane. He was pushing like 550 on leg press. The kid was ridiculous, right?
Wow.
It's a very talented young staff. You got a couple of the Swinney kids. You got a couple of the Venables kids. One on the field, one off the field. So it's a really talented young staff with a very experienced head coach who has an outdated offense to a degree with this spread style. But with a quarterback as talented as Jabari Johnson, he could present some issues. But going into this game, you want to put it away early because you want to get those depth pieces on the field for what will be a very physical game in Tuscaloosa.
You're looking ahead there to one Bryant Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa.
Hard not to.
Man.
I don't know 90% of this roster, man.
Oh man, this is wild. This is wild, man. But when we talk about this Auburn-Samford game, man, I want to ask this, man. Are you concerned at any point right now in preseason? Are you concerned at any point that Auburn could potentially not be looking forward to this? And we're gonna talk about this a little bit later on in the show because we talk about process of details, process driven and detail oriented. Are you concerned at any point that Auburn could overlook this game to a degree, and it could be closer, or we could be coming out of this game and asking questions of like, whew, man, hopefully that was just a 1 week thing and not something that, could be a precursor to the next week. Tess.
I don't think they'll overlook this game. Everything I've seen from the coaching staff, it doesn't seem like it's that type of party on the plains. That wasn't the case at USF. Now, granted, USF was in a smaller conference and they had to play up in terms of like big games. So when they play big games, they play up a conference, so to speak. Whereas here, you're at a prestigious university, and in games like this, you're going to be the clear favorite. I still don't think that they overlook a game. Right? It just doesn't seem like the process that Alex Golish has brought forth and that he's preached about. My fear is that this in this game, my fear is that this Samford team somehow plays out of their mind. In a couple of these games this season, man, because there's something to be said about a cohesive young staff and a good quarterback coming together for a season. I don't know how that season is gonna go, but they come into this game with a ton of confidence. All of a sudden, you look up and you're playing a team that's looking for national recognition. And that is my fear, but I still think we have enough. Of course, we have enough to beat them. I don't think we lose this game at all. But I wouldn't be so concerned with overlooking it. It's just that, man, what's stopping Samford from being first year Kirk Cinetti, Indiana? You know what I mean? Like it's. You bring a whole staff from Clemson. He brought a whole staff from JMU.
Okay. We're going to talk about this after the break, ladies and gentlemen, because when we talk about overlook, I want to be clear. I don't think Auburn loses this game. When we talk about overlook, I want to dig deep more into the way Auburn wins this game is where I am wanting to go with this when we say overlook. But we're going to talk about that right after these messages, man. And we're going to talk about dominant win. Is this a dominant win that needs to happen for Auburn? And is it more of the win or is it more of how the win happens? Is what we're going to talk about. We're going to be right back right after these messages, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back on the other side of this. Let's go.
SEC football fans, this is your channel. Every Tuesday, it's time for SEC Season Live, the most interactive SEC football experience on the planet. Live chat voting, hot takes, weekly rankings, real debate, and you help drive the conversation live on air. Then, every Thursday, hit the reset button with Lunch Breaks, your lunch break destination for real SEC football talk. Reactions, storylines, and unfiltered opinions from across the conference. If it matters in the SEC, it matters here. Subscribe now to @It's SEC Season, and don't just watch the conversation, be a part of the show.
Everybody wants to look like a star when they step out, including you. That's why Hollywood Media got you covered. From clean portraits, corporate events, and even athletic events, they capture it all. These ain't just pictures. This is your moment. Follow now on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood Media. Feel like the star you are. Yeah, man, shout out to all the people that support us, man. Ted, tell them what they got going on. What's going on over at this SEC season, my guy?
Oh, man, yeah. It's SEC season on all platforms, man. On Tuesdays, you see it there, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. SEC season live in the middle of the Fans versus Day series, headed to week 11. Rounding third base, almost at the end of this thing. And then you got lunch breaks. Our Thursday show be on tomorrow and every Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. But we have interesting conversations on your lunch break. So come check us out tomorrow. I don't have a topic just yet, Nick. I'm debating between two of them. I will have made a decision by the end of this show.
Okay. All right, there it is. We'll have a decision by the end of the show with what the topic for lunch breaks will be. But be there tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It will happen, man. Also, man, make sure y'all go check out our guy DJ, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. Then, of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Feel like the star that you are. Portraits, events, athletic events. Man, anything that he can do, man, he can. Anything that you potentially can think of, I'm pretty sure he can do it. He can do it. It's my quarterback, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, man. DJ, man, Hollywood Media, man. Feel like the star that you are. And fellas, man, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. A dominant win. A dominant win against an opponent that we're supposed to beat. We haven't had that. We haven't had that in a long time.
No.
Haven't had it in a long time. People may say, "Oh, Mercer was good." Well, Mercer put up some points a little bit. Had an opportunity sometime in the game. It looked like they had a little bit of life. But a dominant opponent where you dominated the game from beginning to end, we haven't had that. Let's keep this thing right on. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. Bubba talked about this a little bit in his analysis of the game, man. And he brought up, some of the guys that potentially could be, in the running for this quarterback position. You're talking about James McGinn, Ryan Oliver is a name that Bubba mentioned, Jabari Johnson, Charles Gilliam, Cortland Cleveland. A lot of these guys are young. You got some juniors in there. You got some sophomores. You got some seniors in there. You talk about Jabari Johnson. He started 3 FBS games in 2025, but he missed a spring game with an injury. Talk about a guy like Cortland Cleveland, 2,100 plus yards, 20 touchdowns in the 2025 season, 23 plus career FCS starts as well. And you look at what Coach Grass said in a post-spring quote, and it says right. He says, "We're very comfortable with 2 guys going in and operating as fall comes about, but it'll be a great competition when the fall gets here." So that tells me that he has 2 guys in mind based on what the post-spring depth chart was given of who he thinks can come in and actually run this offense of how he wants to and what he wants to see and what he wants to do with this offense there as well. And when you look at that guy, you look at the potential depth chart of what it is. It seems as if those two guys could be McGinn and Oliver, at the top there is what he's looking at. But then you get all the way down in there and you look at, you have guys like, like Dunlap at running back, who was a Troy transfer. You have a guy like Marquise Henderson as well. Camden Etheridge, tight end. He's an Auburn transfer as well. And I have the TBD for the line there because, as a matter of fact, we're going to take a look at the offensive line right now. Brandon Thompson coming in as the offensive line coach. He is one of those guys that's coming in from Clemson as well.
Top 100 pick.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Say it again. Top 100 pick, man. Played in the NFL with the Carolina Panthers. Keep pounding it, baby. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. So, man, we got a guy in here that has experience playing at the highest level of football, the NFL. He's played in the Power Four in college football. He is a guy that can potentially come in and get the best out of the guys that they have in that room as well. So you look at what this coach is doing by bringing in guys like this. He's dramatically trying to raise the ceiling of what the coaching and what the quality of coaching will be for these guys. As I stated before, John Grass took a Jacksonville State Gamecocks team into Tallahassee and beat Florida State in 2021. Just want y'all to remember that. When we look at this game, Bubble, man, and you look at this, is it more important for Auburn to win this game, or is it more important to see how Auburn wins this game?
Well, I think you take a win regardless, but there's definitely a point to where you look at last year. There were a lot of, in that South Alabama game specifically, a lot of red flags that popped up, specifically in the second half where you saw Auburn could be had in certain spots. And when you look at this South Alabama team specifically and you look at one guy that could really make that happen, it's Preston Bird, who's really their main playmaker on offense. He's a guy who's like undersized, but he's really quick, and he could really expose some weaknesses. So when you look at it, you obviously need this to be a dominant win, but you need it to be a dominant win in the sense that you don't come out flat, you come out engaged, and you play fundamentally sound football for 4 quarters. I think that's the most important thing because we saw in the Mercer game, Auburn won 63 to whatever. But you look at that game, and it's like if Deuce Knight isn't an actual alien, Auburn's not touching 60, clearly. So it's like it's obviously like how it looks, but you clearly can't come out in this game and have it be a dogfight in the third quarter under any circumstances.
At this point in the season, Tez, if this game is a dogfight, what are you saying at this particular point in the season? This is game 11, right? This is game 11 of the season. And and Auburn is in a dogfight to win the game against Samford. What has
might retire?
I was about to tell you, Ted might quit YouTube.
I might. I don't know.
He might quit. He might quit this digital YouTube game altogether. But if that happens, what has the season? What would have been the trigger points or those metrics that you would have seen from the previous games in the season to make you be like, this would not have been a surprise to you if that was the question going into this game?
That's a great question. Particularly this team, what they want to do on offense. If we're in a dogfight, that means that we couldn't figure out a pass rush.
Wow.
Yep.
We couldn't figure out a pass rush because they want to drop back and throw the football. They want to stay in the pocket and throw the football. It means that we're getting carved up on the defensive end. We could not generate a pass rush. Those corners that we have questions about, they are not – none of them stepped up. At least one of them didn't step up. There is a weakness in our secondary somewhere. On the other side of the football, we couldn't establish the run. We could not establish the run because we are so much more talented than this team in terms of just just sheer strength and size, the gap, we should be able to just run the football on this team offensively and get out of there with a win. So if we lose this game, it's because those two things have happened. Specifically on defense, we couldn't find a pass rush whatsoever. There's a hole in our secondary at either corner, and then offensively, we could not establish the run.
So to your point, so I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Bubba to start it off. Which to you, which is more important, just to get the win, or how the win looks?
How the win looks.
Okay.
Because I mean, getting the win, of course, like everybody wants to win football games, like because I know it's gonna be somebody in the chat saying win is a win. I know that we want to win football games. But I don't want to win a football game against Samford and we couldn't run the football. I'm going to be really concerned. Even though it's going to be at the end of the season, we got another game to play, and we're going to need to run the football in that game. And if we couldn't run it against Samford, even though we got to win, I'm going to be upset about that. If they carved us up because we could not get to the quarterback or put any pressure on the quarterback, but we still win, I'm going to be upset about that. That's going to be a red flag to me.
So defensively, you think that this game, I guess I'm not saying this is going to happen, but you think that defensively, the defense has to be, could the defense play average in this game and still be able to come out with a dominant win? That's for both of y'all. That question is for both of y'all, by the way.
It's a great question. Could the defense still look dominant? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Bubba?
I think it's going to be more about just playing with more force than them. So it's like they have nothing going for them at tackle right now. Mm-hmm. If Deshaun Womack can't beat whatever left tackles out there on island against him, like that's obviously a problem. So even if we play average, we should look like the 85 Bears against this group.
Okay, here's the point. Here's the point. I want to keep reiterating this point. This head coach, and I'm not saying he's gonna do it this year. Because you got to look at that Jacksonville State team as well. He had a lot of guys on that team that had been in the program for a while. There were some upperclassmen on that team as well. There were some very seasoned guys in there, things like that. But he has gone into environments that have not been suitable for him, that have been very, 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 very contentious, and he's won games, and things of that nature. Is there not a thought in either one of you all's mind that because of his connections to the state of Alabama, because he's coached at the high school level here so many years, he coached at Jacksonville State for so many years, that there is something that he can come in and actually not per se win the game, but make it to where people are questioning what Auburn what Auburn is doing going into that next week's game?
I mean, if you look at what Diego Pavia did to Auburn, they did a great job of gimmicking up that offense for that week, where it was all RPO. They were moving the pocket heavy, and Diego Pavia was just making crazy plays out of structure. So if it's like one of those situations and we just come out completely flat, like maybe the week before you lost in devastating fashion to Mississippi State or something, and we're just flat. And then we come out in that week and, like Tess said, we just can't get to the quarterback. They're moving the pocket. They're playing with so much energy. Like, I could see a disaster scenario where it's like 21-10, middle of the third quarter, and they're driving. Like, that's possible.
What would be the reaction from the fan base if that happened, in your opinion, Tess?
A riot?
Oh, man. The fan base would go nuts, bro. It'd be ridiculous, man. I looked at Samford's schedule just to see who else they played. This is last game of the season for them. This is their Super Bowl. They're going to try to come out and win this football game. No doubt about that. Now, Auburn should dominate this team. There's one thing There's one thing that I do want to say, and I don't want to sound just super duper negative about it, but the type of offense we run doesn't necessarily require the best talent to beat it, if that makes sense. There will be some really, really good defenses that are going to struggle with what we run. And they're going to be some really, really bad defenses that, because they know what they're doing, are going to be able to give us trouble on offense. In a scenario where something like that happens in this Samford game, and everything else happens, like I said, we come out flat, like Bubba said, yeah, I could see this game being one of those games that's just, not in our favor. They come out and they do some of that. I don't know what they run on defense, but if they come out and they're one of those teams that do a lot of the 3 safety stuff and they're able to stop our run game with just 5, it's gonna be a tough game for us. Regardless of who we play. And that's just a kind of a fact of the season. So I'm not just saying that for South Alabama. I'm just saying that in general. They're gonna be tough teams. They're gonna be traditionally tough defenses that's gonna have all hell trying to catch up with what we do. And then there's gonna be some teams with bad defenses that have given up shitload of points that are gonna have a beat on what we do. So I think we need to prepare for that too.
Five Adams said how the win looks is more important. I believe Crimson asked the question, did we play them last year? No, we did not. We did not play them last year. We played Ball State and Mercer were our 2 games. And Mike McKinney said it would look like the QB from Mercer last year in the 3rd quarter. You know where that QB's at now? You know where he's at now?
Right.
Yeah, he's at a powerful program. Yeah, I'll just tell you. Yeah. Go ahead, Bubba. Got about 1 minute.
All right, so I was just gonna bring up Mickey Conn. I'm not too worried about what he's gonna do defensively. He's old school. He does what he does. He's a spot drop zone guy and a man guy. So it's gonna be cover 3. It's gonna be man to man. The man to man could cause problems. If we're just not as athletic as we think on the outside, that could cause some issues. Because DBs at the G5 level, they can compete with receivers at the P4 level.
Skill positions do that, man. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much. Right after these messages, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about process and details and how one young coach, Alex Golish, can have this team ready to go. And the conversation that we're having now could potentially be just null and void if those detail-oriented processes are what we think they are. We'll be right back right after these messages, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all.
Do you drink energy drinks and then a few hours later feel sluggish? Don't worry, I got the solution for you. Try Dubby. Dubby is a jitterless energy drink mix designed for better focus, clean energy, and no sugar crashes later. Whether you are working, watching Water Cooler Talk Sports Network, or locked in on game day, Dubby helps keep you going. Visit the link on your screen right now and take advantage of the discount and level up your energy with Dubby.
Hey, you listening? If you're trying to eat like a champ today, you already know where you gotta go. Adelines by Chef Country. Smoked ribs, real flavor, no shortcuts. Yeah, they do it right. Tap in right now. Call them at 334-498-2325 or slide through at 2371 Highway 14 in Otagoville, Alabama. Adelines, your official pregame meal. Yo, man, shout out to all the supporters, man. W, man, shout out to our sponsor, W, man. A lot of us on here drink energy drinks, man. And I'm telling you, man, you drink those drinks and the next thing you know, you feel sluggish and you feel like you just had a sugar crash probably 3-4 hours later, man. I'm telling you all, go try W, man. No sugar, no crash afterwards, man. You know what? W decided to help us out and they gave us a link here, man. If you see that link at the bottom of the screen, you enter that link, Better yet, I put that link in the description of this show. You go to that link, press the link, you go to the cart, put whatever you want in the cart, and you would get 10% off your order by using that link right there with W, man. So go support us there, man. And if you want to try that energy drink mix with W, man, use that link and get 10% off of your order in your cart. Also, man, our guy Adelines by Chef Country, man. When we do it right, 2371 Highway 14 in Tagoville, Alabama, man. Shout out to our guy, Kid Country, man, aka Chef Country, aka the Charleston White of YouTube, for rocking with us, man. Make sure y'all go and y'all check him out. 2371 Highway 14 in Tagoville, Alabama. We will be there October 17th for the Auburn versus Georgia game, and we want you all to come and rock with us as well. Details about that will be coming soon. But man, go up there. Great food, soul food, the ribs, the cheeseburgers, the French fries, the banana, the strawberry banana pudding, all of it, man. We want you all to go check it out, man. Take a day trip up there to Adelines and get you some of that good food up there, man. I'm telling you, man, it is the official pregame meal for Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We want you all to go check it out and tell us what you think about it, and tell Chef Country what you think about it, because trust me, he will take it into consideration. Also, man, ladies and gentlemen, you already know June 29th, the pregame playlist will be premiering, man. I'm telling you, this is something new. This is a new morning experience, 2-hour morning show, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Your morning, your sports, your playlist, the pregame, man. We want you all to come in and make us a part of your morning routine. We'll be talking sports. We'll be talking culture. We'll be talking music. We'll be playing music. We'll be having a great time, man. We want you all to make us a part of your morning routine is what we want you all to do. Your morning, your sports, your playlist. The pregame playlist premieres June 29, 2026, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. And press play on your pregame playlist, man. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Thank y'all so much. Let's take a look at the defense side of the football. Let's take a look at it. Talked about Mickey Conn, the DC, and what he wants to do on the defensive side. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Nothing to it. But you talk about what you expect them to do defensively. You expect them to have multiple fronts, 4-down, 3-down packages. Expect them to be aggressive in press man coverage. Bubba said that. You expect them to be sophisticated in their blitz packages. This team is going to be one team that, like Bubba said, if we are not as athletic on the outside as we think as we think we are, could be a problem. It could be a problem when we look at this game. But I don't foresee that, because I think we got some guys on the outside. Just my personal opinion. It is what it is. When you take a look at the roster, man, you look at what Samford had on their roster. You look at what they had and what went out, what came in. This is low-key kind of a rebuilding year for this roster, to be completely honest with you. Low-key kind of a rebuilding year from the bottom up. Coach Grass and his staff has a task in front of them. But like we've been stating all along about this staff that Samford has. Stanford has a very quality staff of guys that have played, coached at the highest level of college football. So these guys that they have on their roster will get coached up very, very well. There's a history of that. We've seen that, and we've talked about that as much as so far with these guys. Here, you talk about some of the impact guys that we could see on this team. Preston Bird, that's a name that that Bubba talked about, probably the most athletic guy there as well. Marquise Henderson, Corian Tyson as well. Camden Etheridge, man, he has the ability to come into this offense at the tight end spot and ball out. Wasn't able to crack the rotation at Auburn, but he has an opportunity to come in and do it for this team. We talk about process and detail a lot. It's what we've heard from this coaching staff at Auburn a lot in this offseason, especially when it comes to our head coach. How important is it for that message to resonate right now at this particular point in the season, late in the season, where if Auburn has done everything that they were supposed to do, moving up to this point in the season, they've done everything they're supposed to do. Now you are literally in the conversation of potentially the playoff discussion.
Yeah.
When we talk about process and being process oriented and being detail oriented, how important is that message right here, right now, at this particular time of the season for this game?
Yeah, well, the process is everything. The process is what you build your program off of, and you can't go into any game, regardless of the competition. Like, you have to go into this game understanding they have Division I guys on the other side. So I think that if that message resonates, which is hard to get it to resonate with young kids, right? Like, they're obviously going to know we're going into a game against Samford. I don't know what their record will be at that point. It's probably not going to be great. Like 2-9, 3-8. Like, this is a clear trap game, and Golish has to really hit on that throughout the entire week. We can't be focusing on, okay, like we're going to be game planning for Alabama in this game. Like, you have to treat this game as if you would treat Mississippi State the previous week, or Arkansas the week before that, or Tennessee earlier in the year, and Georgia earlier in the year. And like, that's how you get the process and the details, the process and detail-oriented nature of your team to stick. You have to treat the same every game, the same every week.
How confident are you that happens?
Not confident at all.
Wow. What about you?
Well, I mean, it's 22 and 23-year-olds. I can't expect them to be mature enough without seeing it first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I got to see it.
I mean, I can make an argument for that, because you've had Coach Golish come out and said that there is no real true leadership on this team. There are leaders, but there hasn't been real true leadership. We've talked about that in an episode at one point in time. Tez, what's your thoughts on that? Do you agree with what Bub said?
Yeah, I agree with it. I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna say that, you know, with as much process that he's taught, the only thing that's missing is the on the field play. And as much as we talk about being a disciplinarian, nothing is gonna make that even hit closer to home to these kids is if they see the results on the field, where they can put 2 and 2 together and say, hey, this process that we're going through, that this guy is preaching, look at how it's paying out on the field. Now, the kids that don't buy into it, they have a reason to trust. So I'm going to say that by this game, if it's not there, like he shouldn't have to tell these kids not to overlook this game at that point. If what he's saying is true, which I believe he's that person, and if it's working, if it's genuine and it's working, even if the record isn't just astronomical, right? But if the kids can see that what this guy is preaching is making me better on the football field and it's achieving the goal, by the time we play Samford, he wouldn't even have to tell them that we shouldn't overlook this game, right? So, like, just that to give me an indicator on, you know, this is almost like a locker room game for me. Like, I'm looking at this game to see how they approach it, and that's going to tell me a lot about the stability of the program going forward. Because it's late in the season. You've had time to not only preach process, but implement, put it on the field. You've weeded out the people who don't want to be there. Your depth chart has gotten to its optimal state to where the people who are buying in are at the top, and those are the voices in the locker room, and those are the people who are playing. So by the time this game happens, I don't, it shouldn't be an overlook situation. They should, because he's preaching a process that doesn't overlook teams. So yeah, if they're getting that, we shouldn't even see that conversation needed to be had.
But could these games still be some of the harder games for coaches to get players motivated for? Because, like, okay, let's
I mean, it's Samford.
I mean, yeah, because like you going into this game and you sitting there looking like, man, you know what, bro, we're just more athletically superior than this team. We should just come out here and just be able to do what we want to do and just and do that. But if you don't have that mindset, for this prior to this, I don't know if I think it's just kind of hard to turn it on and off. But go ahead.
You know what the advantage is, though? The majority of this roster, a good portion of this roster, is made up of players who were Samford. like last year, they were Samford. They were the team coming into these big environments saying, "Oh, they're gonna overlook us."
Oh, so you talking about USF? I get
yeah. So they know, like they're not oblivious to the fact that this Samford team, they looking this is their Super Bowl, because we were just in this spot last year at USF when we went down there to Florida, and it was, you know, what were we saying in the locker room before that game? You know, those conversations, they have that advantage. So I just don't think that. I think they'll be motivated enough to win this game and play to the best of their ability.
Okay.
I just do. Just even personally, I just, you know, when I say personally, not me, I mean like internally within the players. You know, it's a team full of underdogs, to be honest with you. So I don't see them overlooking this game.
Anything else you got on that before we move on, Bubba, man? Like, is there anything else that you can think of that you want to say about that before we move on? We talk about this process and this detail-oriented, process-driven team being detail-oriented, and how this could be hard at this particular point in the season, especially with what's coming up behind them in the game after this.
Well, yeah, like I think Tez made a great point. Is like he called it a locker room game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a temperature check locker room game. So, like, yes, I agree. A lot of these guys would consider themselves in the same situation Samford's in, but like, I think also all athletes have the blind arrogance to think I'm different, though, right? So,
True.
It's like I don't think we are quite talented enough to just go into this game blindly, like we're just going to mop the floor with them, right? Like that 2015 Auburn team against Jacksonville State, very similar situation. Eli Jenkins was a pro quarterback.
You know who
that Jacksonville State team with John Grass as the head coach.
I was just about to say it.
Yeah, like that was a really good team. So like D1 players, they almost beat us. Then we have obviously New Mexico State, and then last year a bad South Alabama team came in here and like competed. Especially in the second half. If they played the way in the second half they played in the first half, they could have potentially won that game. So it's just like, I think Tez's point about this being a locker room game was the perfect way to phrase it. It's a locker room game.
I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we're going to come back and we're going to pick this game. I think I already know where this game is going to go, but we still got to pick it. We're going to give our predictions on this game right after these messages right here, man. We'll be right back.
You want a solution to protect your family in a moment of crisis. Freddie Metro provides those solutions to protect your family and build real wealth. Serving Alabama and Georgia with trusted advice you can count on. Call him today at 678-870-4001. Freddie Metro, protecting families, building legacies. Breaking news. Every Sunday night, DC Wolf brings you the biggest stories, hottest takes, and everything you missed across Auburn athletics, from football to basketball and beyond. If it's happening on the plains, you will hear it here first. Live Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, only on Auburn Addicts TV.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all our guys, man. Thank you, everybody that support us here, man. We appreciate that so much, man. I got Freddie Metro, man. You want to have your affairs in order before something tragic happens, and you want to make sure your family's taken care of. I got Freddie Metro has the options. He has the tools that can come in and help get all of that in line and make sure that your family is taken care of in that time of crisis as well. And has some products that potentially can help build some wealth for you and your family, man. Give them a call today, 678-870-4001. Again, that's 678-870-4001, or you can email him at freddymetro@gmail.com, man. Also, man, shout out to our guy, DC Wolf, man. I got DC Wolf, man, with Auburn news today. Have you heard? Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. We over there on Auburn Addicts TV. I be over there. Tez be over there. Bubba be over there. DC be there. And, man, we've been having great conversations and talking about what happened in the previous week of Auburn athletics and what is potentially going to happen in this next in the upcoming week of Auburn athletics. So, man, make sure that you all go over there and you subscribe over there as well. And I'm telling you want to come be a part of it, man, because we have a great time over there as well. And I'm going to continue to say this, the pregame playlist. Ladies and gentlemen, June 29th, 2026. 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your morning, your sports, your playlist, Monday through Friday, 2 hours a day. Press play on your pregame playlist, man. I'm excited about this. This is something new. I can't wait for you all to be a part of it. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, man. And we talk about the outlook of the season for Samford. What could it look like for Samford, man? What could this season for – excuse me, man. Got a little – acid reflux a little bit. Jesus Christ. What could this season look like for Samford under year one of John Grass? John Grass. We already talked about the staff and how he has compiled a staff of elite guys. Talked about how this is being a culture reset. We talked about how Grass has been in big time situations against big time teams, especially with programs where people have felt as if they didn't have the opportunity to compete. But concerns, they are rebuilding. QB battle is still something that they have to settle. Offensive lines still developing and stuff like that. It's year one. It's year one. They are at the bottom half, the bottom part of the build, and they have to come to Auburn and play Auburn in Auburn. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we've come to that part of the show where we want to be able to go ahead and make predictions in this game. I think I already know where this is going. Bubba, I'm going to start with you. Who wins this game and what score do you have?
Yeah, I got Auburn coming in, and I think it'll be an up and down first half. So I'll go Auburn 43, Samford 10.
Auburn 43, Samford 10. Okay, Tess, what you got? Who you got in this game? What you got winning?
Yeah, all that cool stuff I said about Samford, I don't think they have a shot in this football game. I think DJ Durkin and that defense, man, just harasses them. Xavier Act, no running game to speak of whatsoever. I don't expect. I'm gonna go like 56. I'm gonna go 56 to 10.
56 to 10.
2 touchdowns in this game.
I like that Ted just let us know, hey, I lied for the last 55 minutes.
I mean,
it was all content purposes.
His name is for content purposes. Wow, that's wild. That's crazy. 5 Adam said 51-0 Auburn wins this game is where he has it at. Tim Tucker said John Grass is what am I reading that wrong? Okay, whatever. He said the Tigers 87, the Bulldogs 0. Mike McKinney, he says he got the same score as you, Ted, 56 to 10. Auburn, man, that's good. And the insider 70-0 Auburn. All right, then. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I look at this, man. If this was John Grass's second or third year, I would probably look at this game. If this was John Grass's second or third year at Samford, and this was Alex Golish's first year, I would probably look at this game a little differently. But I can't. I can't look at it differently. I think Auburn is focused. I think they locked in. I think at this particular point in the season, with what they have done in previous games, they look at it and say, we have a legitimate shot of potentially being in this college football playoff conversation at the end of the year. If we take care of business here and do what we need to do when the season exits. So I think they look at this, they stay focused, they stay locked in. I think Coach Golish is the coach that's going to make sure that they are staying focused and stay locked in. I think Auburn comes in and gets the win. I am going to go Auburn 62, Samford 3. Damn, I think Auburn wins this game 62-3. It's where I have it at, man. So that's what we are, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate you all so much for rocking with us here tonight around the water cooler, man. Like I said, we take a look at every opponent and we want to give them the same respect, even though if the score is not respectful, we want to give them the same respect as every opponent on Auburn's schedule, and I feel like that's what we did here. We'll be back. Everybody knows what's coming Friday. Everybody knows what's coming Friday. It's going to be a jam-packed hour of Auburn, Alabama, the Iron Bowl edition. We will talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a jam-packed hour. As you all know, the structure of this show has changed. We try to get it in. We try to get it in 60 minutes. So that is going to be a jam-packed 60 minutes of debate, And what happens in that game, man, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it, bro. Because right now we are getting all of the information for everything that we need to know for what this game potentially could be. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. Make sure that you all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And we appreciate y'all so much. You all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all get the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and he deserves all of the glory. Ladies and gentlemen, till we meet again, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Martin wrote those words on the wall when he went out of the apartment for the last time on the Martin show. He wrote, "One love." Ladies and gentlemen, we are out this mug. Y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe, man. Have a great one. Have a great one.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.